So this is the first inspection that we've been able to do because they were setting the mobile home up. As you can see, it's a long way from rent ready. There's a lot of problems here. The door facing is missing. As you can see, there's some bad damage here to the drywall. As we go through the rest of it, this is what they call done. Look at the floor. There's a sheetrock that's come down, I guess, during transport or whatever. That's not put back up. And it really can't because it's broken. As you can see, the ceiling's all pulled apart. That's going to have some texturing done. And as we move around the mobile home a little bit, we walk into the kitchen here. If you see there on the counter, that's the old electrical box there. The electrician took that out. And the new box is in the wall back there. But as you can see, this has got a lot of repair work that was started and not finished. The piece of that cabinet there is missing, the trim piece. There is no HVAC. As you see, there's a lot of drywall that's unfinished. The doorknob is broken off. It's laying over on the counter. There's the HVAC, or where it used to be. Can't open that door. There's the switch panel. The new switch panel now that was put in. That plug right there. Drywall, of course, the plug's hanging out. It's one of the things the electrician's got to come back. He met with the inspector for JEA, but notice here in the ceiling, that's where the roof was leaking at some point. You can see it's really dirty all over. The stove is dirty. There's a lid to the old panel right there, and there's a lot of mold around the back of here for some reason. It's all along the back wall there. It's also inside those cabinets. That window right there is actually, you see how the bottom of it's coming out, but the slide piece that slides down is missing. So the bottom section of the window is actually missing. All the window sills are tore up, and if you notice, on the bottom of the window sills there's new drywall. That's because most of these windows were probably leaking and ruined the drywall. You can see on the side of that, and the drywall doesn't quite fit. And if we go down the hallway here, all the smoke detectors are gone, but again, evidence of the roof leaking. And we go down here, and you can see where the ceiling there, the popcorn's been peeled back, I guess, when they took it off. That door is broken. The hinges are broken off the back of the door. They're pulled out. There's a pretty good gap there. That's normally not like that, but there's a good gap there. And in this room, we see, the same thing where there's all the covers are gone. That's fine. That's no big deal. All the registers are gone out of the floor for the HVAC. There's nothing underneath it. You can look straight through the registers to the floor. And you see this along the wall here. That's actually kind of pulled apart a little bit. Some damage to the lower part of that wall there. A bee was chasing me out of the room, by the way. If we go in the bathroom here, you can see the toilet flange is broken. There is no hardware in the bottom of the sink, and it's not hooked up because that pipe is actually broken. All the hardware is gone in the bottom of the sink, and the porcelain is also busted off of there. The shower seems to be intact. The fart fan's gone. There's a hole in the ceiling right there. Register's missing. And if you can see, there's no plumbing hooked up to the bottom of it whatsoever. You can just see out to the ground, and that's not going to work. How that hose comes through there, we're going to have to fix that. You can see there's holes in the wall right there, and there's another hole right there. There's a couple of other places around the holes. More of the ceiling problem there, as you can see. And I'm going to show you something here. The door is actually opening backwards, as you can see. It's something pulled it into the inside. There's no stop on the door there to keep it from just opening up. Plus, it's hanging. The hinges are broken off. You see that? But more importantly and more alarmingly, this gap right there, you can see light. I'm going to move the camera right here. See, you can actually see outside of the mobile home right through there. Again, a couple of holes in the wall up there. More damaged window sills. Again, some drywall issue right here where the drywall was replaced or something, and it's pulled away from there. It's actually pulled out a little strip right there, but you can see the strip's all pulled apart. That needs to be fixed. And there was a patch panel right there, I guess, where they worked on the bathroom. And then there's a huge gap right there. As we walk down to the other side of the house, we can see again the drywall that's supposed to be right there. The door frames in here are pretty much mostly missing. There's some sort of a patch going on in the wall here. We don't really know what that is. They just put some screws over a panel. And then again, the door casing's missing. And then of course, if we look around the room, we see some more evidence up there in the corner of the roof was leaking. It's almost like they painted some of the roof, or the ceiling rather. And then now this is a good example of what we were talking about while they were putting in the drywall. You can see here where this water damaged drywall, and you can just about put your finger through that drywall. I didn't try to do it, but you can see that's just all water damage right there. As we come back onto this other side of the room, I tried to get a shot of this, but through that hole right there, you could actually see outside through that hole where they came together up on the top. I tried to get a shot of it, but you can't see it, but I could see it, where you could see through the outside. This bathroom's not quite so bad. This one, electrical outlet's missing, door casing's missing. Not sure whether the toilet works or not because there's no water hooked up yet. The bathtub, that drain just points to the outside. Now behind here, the concern there is that there's that rust on the floor, which probably means the toilet's leaking. You can see around there where the actual flange is rusted pretty good, so it's probably leaking. The toilet is. This plumbing is actually hooked up, but again, not underneath the mobile home. That's not hooked up, but you can see there it was leaking a little bit. And there was the plug I've illustrated. So as we kind of look around this mobile home in this here, you can see inside this closet, there's no water heater. And if you look back in here, this is a terrible thing back here. You can see outside right there. And that floor back in that corner there is just completely rotted out. Back in that corner, you saw that black down towards the bottom there? It's kind of molded, and it's just rotted out. Now, we don't know whether the refrigerator or anything works. We'll know that once the power is turned on, which we're hoping to have that done here soon. Kind of waiting on some inspector to come out, and he met with the engineer and they told him what they wanted. He's done some of that work. They got to come in and inspect it, and then once he does that, they'll be able to put the power wires onto the place because he's already done this. He's done the work on the power pole as well. But as you can see, the damage on this door down towards the bottom. It looks like they reframed the door there for some reason.